vuoi con noi, ancora più che mai. Classic from Ipu, that's Cuore Azzurro. That song came out before the Italian World Cup win in 2006. Welcome, everybody, to a very special edition of the Far From Vesuvius podcast. I am once again Raff Rispo, and I'm here to bring another edition of the Raff N Raff rant. This time, it's NazioNapoli Part 2. Yes, we showcase Napoli players out on international duty. This is recorded on Monday, March 29th. So we're 2 matches into the international break. There's one more coming, especially for Italy, on March 31st. That's Wednesday. And today we called in a very special guest. His name is Giovanni Rescigno, and he is a former Rutgers University quarterback. Happens to be a big Napoli fan. Found him on Twitter. He's been following me and this, and us, Far From Vesuvius, for a while. I can't believe I just recently realized that, he's a big Napoli fan, and he actually plays, American football out in Italy, which is a really, really cool story. And I won't spoil it here, but awesome guy, awesome chat. We got lost in talking about him and his, ventures for about 25, 30 minutes till we actually got to the NazioNapoli portion. We are coming off the big Roma win, and like I said, it's the international break, so we're getting ready to battle against Crotone this weekend. It's going to be Saturday, day before Easter. Ralph Pizarro, myself, and Giovanni Rescigno, we get on all things Napoli, Italian football, Italian-American football, and, our boys out on duty. So check it out. Big time Azzurri fans, myself and Ralph Pizarro is too. So, honestly, the international breaks might not be everybody's cup of tea, but Ralph and I are big Italia fans, so we might actually go a little further with this whole Italia notion, and we might do an offset entire Italy at the Euros thing. It's just another thing that we like to, we try to expand upon, with this platform. Hopefully you like it. Forza Italia sempre, but always and forever, most importantly, Forza Napoli sempre. Enjoy the show.
And good evening, fellas and bellas all around the world. Welcome to the Raff N Raff rant. I am Raff Pizarro, joined by my co-host, the Vicar of Vesuvius, Raffa Rispo. Welcome, Raffa. How you doing today?
I'm good, Raff. How's it going, man?
I'm doing good. I missed you a little bit. We took the week off this week.
Too.
I was like, I was like, man, I missed the pod and I missed the chat. Speaking of the chat, hello to everybody. We got Quentin. Andiamo. Guys,
Quentin, what's up, my man?
What's going on, brother? We got a special show today. We got a special guest, Giovanni Rescigno in the house from Rutgers University. Today, football meets football.
Yes.
We're going to have an excellent show. It's NazioNapoli today, Raff. Super excited about this. I know you and I, we did this like the end of last year with the Far From Vesuvius podcast. We had a lot of fun, and now we're bringing it to the Raff N Raff rant. So what up, T-Dot in the house? Welcome back, boys. Good to be back, T-Dot. Super exciting. This week we had a lot of our players, a lot of our partenopei on international duty. A couple injuries snagged, a little bit of dramatics, some good stuff, some bad stuff. We're going to talk all about it. We'll get into that real quick. We're going to bring up Giovanni soon. What's up to the chat? We'll get the party going. I'm going to say what's up real quick to everybody. Now, today, I just want to let everybody know, we're going to incorporate the tempo di recupero today, all right? We know there's always a lot of questions that we get, right, Rafa? And we know
get a lot of questions.
Sometimes they're great questions. They may not be pertaining to what we're talking about, so it's tough to get to them. So we did the Tempo di Recupero today, and what we're going to do is, towards the end of the show, we're going to have a little segment, and it's going to be all Q&A. This is your chance to pick our brains, to pick Giovanni's brain soon when you see him. So just keep that in mind, all right? Tempo di Recupero. But without further ado, we're going to introduce the man of the hour right now. Welcome, sir. There he is, Giovanni. All right,
how you guys doing?
Good. Welcome to the rant, man. How you been?
I'm doing great. Thanks, guys, for having me on. I'm excited.
It's a pleasure. It's a pleasure to have you on. So Giovanni Rescigno here. He is a former Rutgers University quarterback, and lo and behold, huge Napoli fan. So
huge Napoli fan, correct?
You know, when we found that out, we were like, okay, we got to get this guy on here because he's he's the man. Now, Giovanni, tell us what you're doing now, where you're at. You played for Rutgers quarterback. Yep. I'm guessing the number 17 was because of Maracchiaro Hamsik. At least I'm assuming. I'm hoping.
Yeah, for sure. There's definitely some influence from that, for sure. Definitely made the decision to pick 17 easier when I had the chance to pick 17. So definitely some influence.
That's awesome. So tell us how you became a Napoli fan. I know that you have an Italian background. What's your story, man? Tell us about it.
Yeah, so originally my dad's from Castellammare di Stabia. That's where my dad's from. He came over when he was in his mid-20s, came to America. Started a beautiful family, so I'm blessed with that. And I grew up around calcio my whole life. My first memory is the 2002 World Cup, the heartbreak with that. I remember vividly crying. I remember crying on my couch after we got screwed versus Korea. So that was my first memory. And then obviously 2006 kind of brought us back to life with that. So I remember that really vividly. So that was awesome.
2006 sure made up for 2002, man.
Yeah, it did definitely.
Those are memories that'll never leave my brain, man.
Me too.
Amazing memories. So what about Napoli? How are you? So your father, I'm assuming, was a Napoli fan then, growing up in.
You know what? This is gonna break your guys' heart.
Don't say
it's
it.
hard for me to tell you this, but I give my dad crap this all the time. Unfortunately, when my dad grew up, and it happened to be
perfect time for the connection to go out. Joe, I think he's we're having this, sad Italian Wi-Fi. Let's take him off the air real quick. Let's see. What is he back?
Is he back on?
Giovanni,
he went out for a second. No, I'm sorry.
So you're
it's just spotty Wi-Fi here.
That was a Napoli gods.
Ralph knew it was coming, so he cut you right off. Man. That's it.
There's a Napoli gods. So unfortunately, my dad growing up in the Maradona era was a Juventini. Unfortunately, yes,
how?
And I give him.
Oh boy!
I know. I don't know how. I really don't.
So here's the thing. I understand.
Nobody's perfect.
Well, I understand being a Juventino maybe after the Maradona years. As a youngster growing up. You know what I mean? But during the Maradona years, he was a Juventino.
I know.
That's insane.
And I still give him crap today because when we play, when Juventus plays, he goes, "You want to watch the game?" I'm like, "I know you want to watch the game."
Yeah.
I give him some crap for that for sure.
So you're a Napoli fan. I'm guessing that the resurgence into Serie A really helped you.
Absolutely.
Make that decision. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, absolutely. And obviously the easier way to watch games in America now for us, which is awesome. Obviously before even ESPN was.
Sorry guys, we're having a bit of connection issue with Giuseppe here.
Giovanni,
sorry, guys. The Wi-Fi is a little spotty.
No, that's okay.
All right. It's the
That's
Wi-Fi
okay.
in Italy. Is how they say.
The Wi-Fi. So being back to Serie A helped you out.
Absolutely.
The accessibility in the U.S. even when you were still here was
Absolutely
much better than when we were kids. When I was a kid.
Yeah, I can only imagine.
Oh my gosh, it was a nightmare. It was an absolute nightmare, especially when Napoli were in Serie B, Serie C. It was very, very, very tough to follow. But we did what we had to. We did, us, you and me. Not your dad. Us Napolitani, us true Napoli fans found a way. We found a way.
Got some love. A lot of Castello di Mare.
Love that.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
A lot.
That's
Be surprised.
awesome.
Even
Gianluca Di Marzio's from Castello.
I just saw that yesterday, and it was the first time I saw that. So it was really cool to see that. I did not know that. That's really cool.
I knew he was from around Naples. I knew he was a Napoli fan, but I didn't know he was from there. That's awesome. So now, okay, so you start playing football. You're from Detroit, right? Is that what I am? Is that what I understand?
Metro Detroit.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay, so you started playing football. You go to Rutgers, which is sort of an area college for us, And like I said, I never had a college team. I'm not a big college guy. I never was. I appreciate the sport. I watch all the football stuff. I'm not a big fan of the way football does their championships. I'm a big fan of Sweet 16 or the March Madness for basketball, but I still watch bowl games. I still appreciate the the drive of these young kids that want to make it. So you pick Rutgers or Rutgers picks you, what have you. You play. You're playing for Rutgers, which is awesome. Do you have anybody else that you can talk to during in your team on your team that's like a soccer fan that can relate to you? Are you by yourself going
by myself? By myself.
Jeez, no man, one. That's amazing.
It was just
that's
me.
Amazing.
I know it was just me. Yep.
But now after college, right?
Yep.
Now you're back in Italy, correct?
Mm-hmm. Yep, I'm in Milan right now.
And you're in Milan right now. And you're playing in the IFL?
Yeah. So believe it or not, there's American football here in Italy.
No,
it's
I do
not
believe
as
it.
big.
I just found out today, actually. I'm not gonna lie.
I'll let you tell your story, and then I have a story.
Yeah, it does throw some people off for sure. But football obviously isn't American football for that. Isn't obviously as big here in Italy, but it's just an opportunity for me to experience living in Italy. Kind of the culture, which obviously I love so much as part of my heritage. So it's kind of important for me to be here and enjoy living here and learning the language more and kind of just diving into the culture. So, football's kind of secondary, but it's just more of the experience and having the chance to play football, which is a blessing in its own. So it's definitely still exciting.
Awesome. Now, a few years ago, so my cousin Daniele, he's a very big Napoli fan as well. We're all big Napoli fans. Napoli does have a football team, and that's
they do.
So we're
gonna ask you about that in a minute. Giovanni.
he became a big. Well, we were always kind of we'd watch football, whatever. But he was working out with a buddy of his who's a quarterback for this very small semi-pro team that's up by us. I live up in the Adirondacks in New York. And they needed a kicker. So my cousin, we're former soccer. We used to play soccer too. My cousin, thought they were joking around. He said, "Oh yeah, I'll kick for you guys. Yeah, whatever." And then, the next day they were like, "No, we're serious. We want you to come to practice. We want you to kick." So he became a kicker for this, the Glens Falls Green Jackets is what they're called. There's a small, like I said, small town EFL, they were called the Empire Football League. But he started really getting into watching kickers professionally too in the NFL, this and that. He has a nephew that played for Virginia Tech for 2 years, and he's now at NC State. He's a long snapper. So we're more and more, and I'm a big Giants fan. I always have been. But as far as football goes, it's kind of in the back burner for me.
Right.
I appreciate, like I said, I watch all sports, so whatever. But he started following the IFL, and he goes, Napoli has a football team. I said, get out of here, man. Any which way he could try to fight, he would get these spotty streams on the phone.
No way.
Yeah, he somehow find a way to watch it every now and then, or he would just keep track of it as much as he can. As a way he found a site.
Do they broadcast it now, or
I think it's through a site. I think it's through a website,
which is
or something
fine.
like
I mean,
that.
I
I'm
know
not
for us it's
100%.
YouTube.
Giovanni might-
YouTube, they stream it off. They stream it off of YouTube.
Okay, so maybe that's what it was.
site.
It was YouTube, yeah.
Okay.
Because I'd text him and I'd be like, "What are you doing?" He'd be like, "Oh, watching Napoli." Like Napoli, yeah, football. I'm like, okay. Okay.
So I'm dying to ask, and I think some people want to know, Giovanni. How is the Napoli football team? And in your honest opinion,
Listen, I watched the highlight, or I think it was a full game. I had to turn it off after a couple minutes. I'll be honest with you.
That bad, huh? That bad.
But listen, I think it's cool that they're even playing. I mean, because when I go to Napoli,
right.
football Americano, and they don't, that's nothing.
right? Do you think are there like a few mothers on the team that maybe because those tough Southern Italian women, they could probably.
I know.
Maybe one of the kickers. I don't know.
Yeah, 100%.
But you and you play for which team? Maybe I missed
Milano Rhinos.
Milano Rhinos.
Oh, so you don't play for Milano Seamen?
I do not play for the
Three-time
Seamen.
reigning
Luckily.
IFL champions.
Correct.
Got you.
Do you see the trend here? The Seamen are kind of the Juventus of the IFL. We don't like those guys.
Yes,
We're the
I do see
underdogs.
that. Okay.
We're the underdogs.
You like the Mets.
They're like, hold on, Ralph. Wait a minute. Watch the Mets finish better than the Yankees this year. Time out. Okay, no, they're like Torino, is what we're trying to say. Because if Milano Seamen are like Juventus, then Milano Rhinos, right?
Yep.
Rhinos Milano, who are 2016 IFL champions. I'm watching it right here. Again, beating Giants Bolzano on the dude. I'm like listen. I looked into it when Dan would tell me about it, but now I'm like more than ever. I'm so interested. Let me list the teams off here. Okay, you got Ancona Dolphins.
Yeah.
Okay, Bergamo Lions, Bologna Doves. Who are now in Doves. Yeah, Bologna Warriors, Bolzano Giants, Catania Elephants.
The Catania Elephants.
Dude,
I actually never heard this
Who
before.
came up with this? Who came up? I don't know.
So they're in the second division.
The Elephants.
They're in the second division, okay?
Second division, that makes sense.
Ferrara Aquile, Lazio Marines, Martesana Demons, Milano Rhinos, Milano Seamen, Napoli Briganti. Yo, man.
Forza
The Briganti, baby. Palermo Corsari, Palermo Sharks, now in second division, Parma Panthers, Reggio Emilia Hogs. Hogs, Roma Grizzlies, and Torino Jaguars. I can't pronounce it. Yeah, Jaguari. Yeah,
Jaguars. Right.
Jaguari. Yeah,
The Jaguars.
I'm trying to pronounce. I can't even pronounce it.
Well, Giovanni, luckily you ended up on the team with the coolest name, so I will say that.
Yeah,
the
the
Rhinos,
Milano.
the
Dude,
Milano
that's what-
Rhinos.
Yeah, good.
So due to a league expansion, the Napoli team can play in the 2015 IFL season and is not relegated to second division. So they were really bad, but the league expanded and they stayed in the top division, and they're still in the top division. Matt, is that correct?
Or I think maybe this year in the second division.
They might be. They don't offer a lot of information on Wikipedia.
Well, you're telling me. Trust me, I know too.
But dude, yes,
I knew it. I'm
Giganti jersey.
I need that jersey in my closet. I need that too.
Well, we have a connect now, so we might be able to.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, we're big on drip here, Giovanni.
Dude,
but I wanted to
drip kings. Yeah,
So,
Yeah,
I know
I've seen your jersey collection.
It's awesome. It's right behind him. He got something special. But right here, Andrew Dorata, perché? Because elephant is representing
Catania.
Yeah.
That's right.
So I'm sorry for laughing, but I mean, I just never heard somebody getting called the elephants. And I think
it's amazing. I think it's amazing that the Italians have taken this sport and turned it into something. And this, here's my rant.
Okay.
This is why I hate, and everybody can fight me on this. That's fine. You can, and you have a reason to, and you have a gripe. The NFL is the pinnacle of football. Okay, right? But I freaking can't stand when they call them world champions. I hate it. I hate it. It's a bunch of Americans playing against a bunch of Americans for American cities in America but you're going to call them world champions. I don't care if you call them Super Bowl champions. I don't care if you call them NFL champions. Those are obvious, obvious. But don't sit here and be like, oh, no, champions of the world, because there are other leagues out there. Now, I understand, yes, the NFL would blow these teams out of the water. I get it. But why can't there be started off as an exhibition game? Pick a team that wins like, a European Cup. Let's say they have a European Cup for American football. Get that team to play well, that's what I mean. The freaking Rhinos Milano, man.
Right, the Rhinos versus Jets. Come on, let's get it done.
Why not?
Well, I think it goes to the same argument that when you hear college teams say Alabama will beat the Browns, right?
Yeah.
Let me just say this. The Browns would destroy Alabama by 90 to 0. So I think that's where people kind of like don't understand the level of the NFL players and what they're at. I mean, it's so crazy how talented and how amazing these players are. So, when people say, oh, that, the Jets would lose to the Alabama, they would not. They would destroy Alabama. So it kind of puts it in perspective before, maybe.
But what Quentin says here is right. A football World Cup would be dope, even if it's one game. And what Michael said earlier, do I really think that a team that outside the NFL would have a chance? No, they would not. But still, you want to have at least – you want to be able – you can't call yourself world champions. It's the same thing as the basketball. I'm sorry, but there's a team out there that might be able to beat the NBA team. Because Team USA has lost before to Italy and Argentina and Spain. They've lost before. Just have baseball. You can have two teams, one team from the MLB and a team from Japan, or a team from, the islands, or a team from Europe. Those teams have like a 4-way sort of like world club championship. Just do it. It'd be so much fun. Hockey too. I think they should. And I'm just saying it also, yes, Michael's right. Reasonable argument, basketball way more of a shot. Yeah. Football, no shot. But now you're opening the door to a world that Americans usually don't like to go through, and that's awareness of things outside of America. Look at Giovanni Rescigno over here. Played with Rutgers. Okay, but could have possibly tried out for an NFL team. But no, he's out in Italy playing football in Italy. And how long has it been since you've been there?
So I came last year, actually. Bad timing, 2 weeks before COVID happened. So I was here last year when Milan was ground zero. So I was here then, had a couple practices, but the season obviously was canceled. So now I'm back here now. I came here middle of February. So I've been here over a month now. Yeah.
And they're having their season. Look at this. In my mind, the league folds. You know what I'm saying? COVID kills the league. It folds. Yeah. But look at you guys. You guys are struggling, trucking right through it. And you're about to start another season. Why can't Americans here, okay? Why can't the NFL commissioner, would never happen. Forget about it. Well, why can't they do something where like, okay, there's a European, I don't even know if there's a European Cup out there, man. But I know London, I know England, they play football in England. I know that
they do.
Right. I know that they have it in Germany. I know that
Germany is a really good league.
You know what I mean? Really and why can't there be this like, okay, Italy, Germany, France, Spain? Let's have the winners of those leagues play each other, and the winner gets to play the NFL team. And
there is a Champions League for European football.
That's because everywhere else but here does it right, man. Everywhere else but here does it right.
There's Champions League football for the club teams, and then we have this year the European Championship for the national team, which I hope I have the opportunity to play for.
Dude, that would be awesome. Dude, I'm first in line for Rescigno Italia jersey, bro.
Hell yeah, I'm getting a Rescigno jersey.
I swear on my life.
Well, speaking of Italia jersey, guys, this show's great. I mean, who knows, right? We just learned. I just got to crash.
We shoot.
I love it.
Structure out the window here. You know what I mean? But it's great because this is the thing. We just got to learn about Italian football. I literally didn't know until we went live about this. So super happy about that. But
yeah, it's awesome.
But down to business, guys. We had some international football this week. And the name of the show, NazioNapoli, where we're all going to highlight the performances of the various different Napoli players that played for their international country on duty. So I think we're going to start off talking about real quick because not everybody had a whole lot of games. I know Italy had 3 games. Some people had 1, some people had 2. But I guess the big one was, well, the big news at first was Mertens and even Koulibaly. So we'll start there, guys, with Mertens playing for Belgium. He played 56 minutes and was taken out with a shoulder injury, from what I understand. Now, no cause for alarm. He called Gattuso, said, hey, I'm okay. Literally, he said, hey, I'm okay. Called him and said that. So he should be all right. And word is that he will be available for Crotone, from what that's what was reported. So let's hope he's okay. Again, he was subbed off the 56th minute. The coach Roberto Martinez said that it wasn't that serious, but it was a precautionary substitution to make sure he was okay. Didn't want to further him injury, and the diagnosis looks pretty good. So
well, that's the way it's supposed to be, Ralph. Yeah. That's the way it's supposed to be. When a player gets even slightly injured, especially this early in the stages of World Cup qualifying, or for like a meaningless game, I think it's the best bet to like take them off, send them home, see you later. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to further damage, whether it be Napoli or whatever other team. You know what I'm saying? It's the best decision that's made. Because if it's not that serious, then he could stay and he could maybe tough it out for the next game. But he's sent home. Mertens did play in the first match, though. We're talking about he got taken off in the second match. He played in the first match. It was a win 3-1 against Wales. Played the full 90 minutes. Actually got subbed out in the 90th minute. FootMob gave him a 7.0. I'm not sure he did too much in the match. As unprepared as I am, I didn't see any of the highlights for Belgium. But also for Senegal, am I correct? Koulibaly was sent off injured as well. And
I think he got injured in. Was it in training?
Oh, right. No, he was injured in training.
Yeah,
he was
dislocated his finger. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So the thing is with Senegal already pretty much sealed for qualification for the African Cup of Nations, like we were even questioning if Senegal would pick Koulibaly or pick Osimhen, Nigeria pick Osimhen, because those teams were like on the brink of qualification and they weren't playing tough opponents. They get called, but then they get sent back home. Koulibaly injured his finger, right? He dislocated a finger or something like that, but no cause for worry. He's going to come back. He's already what's the word I'm looking for? Disqualified for the game against Crotone. So he won't be playing against Crotone. Yeah. He'll be able to send it back to Naples, a little extra
get
rest.
Some rest.
Get some rest. Yeah. So what are you thinking? I mean, I Giovanni, I know that you follow because I know you do.
I feel like this is a story.
What are you thinking about it?
Yeah, I just, when I'm scrolling on Twitter during it and I see, Mertens get hurt, I'm like, oh, here we go again. And it's kind of been the story of Napoli's season this year with injuries and just, unfortunate timing things. So I'm happy to see that, he's healthy, as well as Koulibaly. Crotone coming up is nice because although it's a lower table team, we still have to have, our players. And I think that bit us in the butt earlier in the season where we haven't had that and we've dropped points for some of these lower teams.
Right.
So I think, have them being healthy is definitely good for us. And I'm happy to see that because when I see it on Twitter, I'm like, my God, here we go again.
Here we go again.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, exactly.
Same thing. Once I saw I'm sorry, Raff. Once I saw that notification, I was on top of it because I was following something, and there was no articles at first. There was one outlet that did it, and let me tell you, my throat was down to the pits of my stomach. I'm like, please, not again, please. I'm like, here we go. But like I said, thankfully he called up.
I actually found out from your post on our rant page. I said, "Are you kidding me? What is
See, there
this
you go.
about?
That's how quick.
What is this about?
That's how breaking it was. Shit.
It's amazing. But we roll on. Thankfully, it's not too serious. I think we had after that. What were we planning on after that, Ralphie? Spain.
Yeah.
Right? Fabian.
We got Fabian in there.
Fabian did not play. Go ahead. I'm sorry, Ralph.
No, I was going to say, I remember last time, Rafa, when we spoke about Belgium, we spoke about that trio with Mertens, Lukaku, and De Bruyne, and how I really enjoyed watching them. And once again, I really enjoyed watching those three guys. So just, in the future, keep an eye on that trio. They're a lot of fun. And
they're ranked one in the world.
Yeah,
I know. Ranked one in the world, Ralph.
And there's a reason why. They look great.
There's a reason why. Yeah.
They look
Although
great.
us being, what are we ranked right now, 10th?
We're ranked 10th, and that's beyond me. And my cousins and I, we usually wonder how FIFA comes up with their rankings. Like they throw a piece of crap on the wall and see what see who comes down first, and whoever comes down first, that's the country or whatever.
What a deadly trio! Imagine if Hazard was what he should be. Yeah, definitely.
Well, so Belgium, they win, then they draw against the Czech Republic. But I did see somebody say that they kind of ridiculous to keep Mertens out there for a full 90. He was subbed in the 90th minute, but he played the whole game. But it was a 3-1. The match was over pretty much by the 37th minute. So why Mertens played all match, and then, I'm not sure. You know what I mean? He's tender still too, So, just hearing about an injury was very, very gut-wrenching.
But he's back. Could be okay. That's good. Guys, I know there's a few questions in the chat. I'm trying to kind of respond to it. Remember, hold your questions. We're going to do the Tempo de Recupero, kind of a new segment for everybody where we can address all your questions.
We'll get all the questions towards the end.
Someone asked Giovanni. We're going to do it towards the end because you ask good questions and we don't want you to think that we're not looking at them. But please do comment. We want to put you up here. So if you got something really cool to say or you have a commentary to the subject that we were talking about, please put it up so we can get your name in lights here. But moving on to Spain. Rafa. They played Greece. They played Georgia.
Greece. 1-1 draw. Fabian was not a factor. He played 0 minutes in that one.
He did not play.
But then in the second qualifier, and there are three guys. So we're recording this. We're live now, but for our audio listeners only, we're recording this on Monday, the
29th.
Yeah. So we're 2 matches in. Everybody has one more match to go. We're gonna come at you with another one of these on Thursday to round up the whole thing. Yeah. But Spain ties with Georgia 1-1. Greece 1-1, and then plays Georgia. And that's where Fabian gets a start. Fabian really not inspiring, didn't do too much.
Somewhat underwhelming. Right?
Underwhelming. They were down 1-0 when he got subbed out, and then they came back and won. Spain with that last minute goal. Crazy to see people in the stands for this one, Ralph.
Right. It was. Was it in Georgia or was it in Spain?
It was in Georgia.
It was in Georgia.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And it wasn't like just ran. It was pretty full. I mean, the stadium.
Yeah, it was
right. It was
thousands of people there. Yeah. Which brings me, I'm gonna veer away from Fabian really quick, and I'm gonna ask Giovanni. I'm gonna ask you something. What's going on as far as like COVID protocols? Is there any kind of buzz about fans attending these football games that you guys are going to be playing? Is there any sort of procedures or requirements for fans, if there is any at all? I know that there's a lot of trouble with vaccination out there too.
Yeah, so I know that we're getting tested before every game. We have to get tested. I think it's right before the day of the game. So rapid test before, but they're very anal about COVID. With the football here, very anal about it.
Especially Milan.
Oh, especially Milan, and so it's hard because when I try to get from the coaches and stuff, normal Italians are very worst case. There he is. What's going on, but so we'll see what happens. But yeah, it's pretty anal with the rules. So hopefully, everyone kind of tests negative and we can have a good season.
That's good.
Awesome. All right. Well, so, Georgia. Spain eke out a win against Georgia.
It was like a desperation shot, in stoppage time by Olo. I mean, it was a cute shot. I mean, the goalie had his hand on it, went right over him. I think it was in the closing minutes of the game, but certainly a desperation. I mean, Georgia was super physical, I feel like, towards that game. They were really kind of pushing around Spain, and Spain had domination of the game. I think their possession was in the 70%, maybe more. Um, they, sorry, they had most of the possession for most of the game. They had most of the passing. Georgia was just absorbing this whole attack, bodying them, being physical, and just disrupting them because the key factor was the interceptions. You see what I did there? You see what I did there, Sean?
Oh,
Good
one, Ralph.
Yeah, thank you. I just came up with that. But yeah, it was the interceptions, and they were able to kind of stifle a little bit of that closing play from Spain. And regarding Fabian, he did great. He let me see, 38 passes. He was 100% on his passes. Made great passes. 26 of those in the opposition half. 5 crosses, only 1 accurate, and 1 key pass. So he was trying, but I was looking through those highlights, Rafa, and he just didn't seem included into the game. It was almost as if they went around him. So,
well, I'm starting to wonder whether because I know Busquets played in the like the way they lined them up. Busquets was in the center there. Maybe they should have put Fabian in the center. And maybe Fabian didn't play his normal position.
He played off on the right, I believe. I think they lined up 4-3-3. And I like Spain because last Spain,
they destroyed. Yeah, no, the last match they dominated Germany, and Fabian was involved in like 4 or 5 of those goals for 6-0, right, Giovanni?
I think he had 2 goals, right?
I remember. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Did you watch those games? Because what do you think of Fabian? I mean, I know we've been back and forth here about Fabian.
Well, I've been a fan of Fabian, the past couple of years. This year, for me, he's been a little underwhelming. Okay. That's just my opinion this year. But I think he's an amazing player. Obviously he's still young, has tremendous talent. But I just feel sometimes, he's not as aggressive or he's not as hungry as some of the other players. I know it's a bad comparison, but Elmas, if you guys watch when he plays, this guy is running hard, and you can tell he's playing 110%. You can tell, and it's an obvious. Obviously, he doesn't have the level of skill that Fabian has, but I just feel like there's some times where he's just lost, just lost on the field sometimes, and I'm not sure whether that's, he's getting bored, or I know all these rumors are coming out about him possibly leaving this summer, so we'll see. I'm not sure, but yeah, I just feel a little underwhelming this year.
Speaking, why don't we move to Elmas? Speaking of Elmas, because they played a few games too. Now, Giovanni, just to let you know, Ralph Bizzarro over there, he's working on his Macedonian passport. He's the biggest. I'm
a big Elmas fan. Yeah, that's me.
You will ever meet in your entire life.
That's awesome.
I don't not like Elmas, but I just think that he's a little green. I think he's got a lot of time to develop.
100%.
But Elmas did feature in their last match, and they won 5-0 against Liechtenstein.
Yep.
He did score a goal. They played on Thursday in a 3-2 loss to Romania, and Elmas did play in that one as well, the full 90 minutes. Got a 6.5 rating from FootMob. Nothing too special. A loss to Romania. Mm-hmm. But Elmas was actually pretty decent in this one against Lithuania. Now, Liechtenstein. It's Liechtenstein. That's fine. But goal in the 62nd minute to make it 4-0. But Ralphie, you got some stats on him because he played, like I said, he played a really good game.
Yeah. First and foremost, Macedonia dominated Liechtenstein. They had about 75% possession of the game. They ended the game 5-0. And mind you, I was looking, Macedonia's record versus Liechtenstein is 4-0. So they've beat this team 4 times already. I read this stat that was the first time I believe that was the 25th anniversary from the first time those two teams met a while ago. I'm not sure how accurate that was. I read it somewhere. But he did play the left wing. Macedonia lined up with a 4-4-2. I always said Elmas should play on the left. That's where he was. He did play 90 minutes those games. Got a high rating. He was rated 8.6 on FootMob. Got a goal. It was a nice, kind of cheeky little goal, like a 1-2 pass right in the box. tapped it right in, easy shot. Big contributor to the offense, but that was it. So, I do like Elmas. I know he's young. I want to give him some more time. Like you said, Giovanni, I think he has a good future ahead of him. There was something he said. He told one of the, I forgot the defensemen on their team. He said Elmas had told him that, Gattuso's a little crazy, but like in a good way. So, at least he's enjoying himself at Napoli, and I would really like him to stay and grow with the team. I think he's a good prospect. So if you want to add on that, Giovanni.
Yeah, definitely. No, I agree. No, I agree with that for sure. And kind of like I said earlier, I think he, as a younger guy, kind of gives that energy, which I like, especially when he comes on the pitch, whether as he's a sub or when he does rarely have the chance to play from the beginning of the match. So definitely interesting to see how he pans out the next couple of years.
Mm-hmm. So, but that's it. That's all I got. So not bad. Good job, Elmas. Pretty good. 1 out of 10.
Listen,
not bad.
He's going to be in the European Championships, which is really, really exciting. I think it's cool. Him and
it's
and
public information, Michael. By the way,
Goran, yeah. So let's move on. Lobotka for Slovakia. He had to come home. I think he made the trip out, but then he ended up with tonsillitis. I think he ended up coming back home
with that though. Isn't he?
Yeah, I don't know if he made the trip or not and came back, so. but somehow, some way, he still was battling with that. It was Ramani, actually. I'm sorry, it was Ramani with Kosovo. He made the trip out with Kosovo and was sent back before the matches began too.
He's
so
not dealing
nothing
with that
to report.
still,
Who's that? Ramani?
Rahmani?
Yeah, Ramani is still dealing with the injury. So he took the trip out. Well, he's the Kosovo captain. So he took the trip out, but they sent him back because the injury was still kind of tender. Didn't want to risk anything. They decided to send him back. So there you go. There's that. Where do you want to go next, Rafi? Mexico?
Mexico? Well, Mexico was a friendly game. We watched who they played. They played Wales, lost 1-0.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of, again, another one of those, hold on. Lobotka showed up late because he's so slow is what I had read as well. Yeah, he's still trying to.
He actually had to go play Gigi D'Alessio's double.
I'm pretty sure he had surgery to remove his tonsils.
Yes,
yeah, I think this was. Yep. I think this was before that. But as far as Mexico Wales, again 1-0 loss. Lozano played center forward on for that game. I believe what's his name is injured. Got it right here. Jimenez from Wolverhampton, I believe, is injured. I think he's one of the center forwards as well. Jimenez, sorry. It's Jimenez in football. So, Raul Jimenez. Thank you, Jonathan. Yes, he is injured. I think he's one of their center forwards. Lozano was the only bright spark. Yes. Actually.
And I don't know if you guys saw this, but Lozano got in, I think, Christian Bale. Gareth Bale. Christian Bale. Guys, this show's off the rails already. Gareth Bale. So Lozano and another Wales player got into it, and then Gareth Bale came over and started shoving Chucky Lozano. Now, here's Gareth Bale.
With Davies.
Yeah, with Davies. And here's Chucky Lozano. It's like Donnarumma and Insigne, if you want to compare. and dude just shoved Lozano, and Lozano got in his face like, "Who you touching, bro? Who you touching?
Yeah.
Come at me." It was a loss. It was a friendly loss. I think they play another one pretty soon, but they played on Saturday, I believe.
Yeah.
Right?
I didn't even check that one. Giovanni, did you happen to catch the game or?
I didn't catch the game, but I saw some clips on Twitter, and obviously we saw the little scuffle that he got into. But honestly, I mean, it doesn't really bother me. It kind of shows, like I said before, like the hunger. I love seeing that, just like the passion. So that's kind of cool to see.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
And I just he's just like a gritty guy, Lozano. Obviously, one of our best players this year. So I love seeing that.
Without a doubt, he has grown into certainly one of the top players on the team, and we missed him a little bit with that injury, that little hamstring injury that he snagged. But The good news is, though, he looked good on the field. I think that's the biggest thing I'm going to take away. Now, he's played, I think, center forward once or twice for Napoli, but I wasn't.
Yes.
He has, right? And he did okay, because especially when Mertens and Ozinen was out and Patania and everybody.
Yeah, everybody.
So, he was out. He did it. So I think he can do it, but I feel as if the wings of Mexico had some troubles getting him the ball, because Wales, despite Mexico having most of the possession, Wales was certainly organized. They were poised, and they were able to hold off. They were able to intercept and kind of hold off that attack. And Lozano was just having a hard time getting that ball. And I think, one of his biggest attributes is his speed. So when we see him coming along the wings there in Napoli, he gets the ball close to the midfield or a long ball, and he can beat almost any defender in Italy. I mean, this guy's pace is so incredible. We didn't really see that in this game, because he was in the center kind of waiting for the ball. He was, he's like Malik, just sitting there waiting for something to happen while everybody worked. But that's not his fault. That's where he was put. But I didn't, I don't think Mexico was able to take full advantage of exactly of what Lozano had to offer. So for that, overall, the performance was decent. But I know what he can do. He seemed to be running okay. He had a few shots. I think that's going to have to come back in form, right? I mean, I can imagine, even with you, Giovanni, you're going to have to warm up that arm a little bit. Maybe those spirals are not going to be as crisp at first.
And I've had hamstring injuries throughout my whole career. That's kind of been my injury. I've always had hamstring. So I know how tough that is to come back from a hamstring injury. So it's good to see he's kind of back to 100%, because you can re-injure those pretty quickly. So that's good.
Yeah. How dare you compare him to Malik? No, I'm contrasting them two,
Well, so I'm sure there'll be another chance to watch Chucky Lozano play. Tomorrow they have another friendly against Costa Rica. The CONCACAF World Cup qualifiers are in its initial stage, so the better teams aren't playing yet. So that's a big CONCACAF clash, but it's a friendly like we mentioned. Tomorrow at 4 o'clock Eastern on Tudin, TUDN. You guys can tune in to Tudin and watch Chucky Lozano do his thing. Yeah, you like that one? That was a good one, right?
We're on point today, bro. See?
We are on point today.
See, 1 week off, man. That didn't do anything to us. We got the wood still burning here, bro, right?
No, we're good.
But, Raff, I think any other additions to Mexico Wales here, gentlemen?
No.
It was a friendly.
I'll tell you what. My preparation level for this was Italia. That's about it.
That's fine. Good.
I'm telling you,
because I missed out on all of that.
And it's okay. It's been a busy week. But I've I know the results and I know who played what, but that's about it. I mean, my question is, okay, Lobotka didn't go to Slovakia, but did Hamsik get called up to Slovakia? I know that he hadn't been playing because of the Chinese league being over or what have you, and then his transfer to Finland. But I'm not so sure Slovakia picked Marek Hamsik to go to this round of qualifying. I just hope it's not time's up for him over there. I think that he's a big
he's a man, bro.
That's a big part of their well, they lost to Russia 3-2. I'm sorry, they tied with Malta 2-2, which is not a good look at all.
Malta.
Malta. Yeah. Malta it was a tie to Cyprus 0-0 and a tie to Malta 2-2. That is not a good way to start your World Cup qualifying.
Okay.
So, but yeah, there you go.
What's crazy is when Wales does all of a sudden England decides to call up a team Great Britain. That's funny. But moving on, guys. Speaking of Great Britain, moving on to Nigeria. Now, I was lucky enough to catch the game. It was on beIN Sports. A few people.
Right, they show the AFCON. Yeah.
Right, which was great because I got to watch the game live. But let me tell you, my beast of the match for that game was the pitch. Did you guys that beast of the match? The pitch. All right. By the way, it was the Charles de Gaulle Stadium inside Porto Novo. And did you guys happen to catch the game or the highlights?
No.
By any chance? All right, so, Giovanni, did you happen to see any of this?
Nope, I only saw a couple of the clips.
You would probably appreciate it. Let me tell you something. This was, and if Figlio di Vesuvio is in the house, whether it be Sereno or, what a segue. Thank you. I've been working all week.
Sereno or Carmine.
I'm sorry. Sereno or Carmine, if you're in here. Yeah, that was sand-colored green. 100%. Let me tell you, this grass, if it was grass, okay, first of all, was not cut. It must have been brown, and they spray painted it. And I don't think I'm exaggerating. I think that's exactly what happened. The blades were about this long, right? Right. And Giovanni, I'm sure you know. You maybe want to look at that. It was so bad that the white lines on the field, every time there was like a corner kick or a goal kick, there was just white dust flying all over it. It looked like LeBron in a celebration, just boom, boom. All right. It was about, must have been like 3 inches long. There was a point that, and even my brother was watching with me, half of the cleats on the players were covered in grass. It was just covered. The ball didn't move, bouncing weird different directions if it bounced. And because here's the deal, they were playing Benin. By the way, it was the Eagles versus the Squirrels. So another fun name. The Benin Eagles. Benin is the Squirrels.
Right.
And they're playing the
Super Eagles.
They were playing the Super Eagles, and they're going to play Lesotho next week, which are the Crocodiles. So awesome names. But the Benin Squirrels, okay, have 8 of 11 of their starters play for the third tier French league or something like that.
Really?
These guys were not moving at all. I mean, they were sitting there like, "Yeah, I will not move here. I will stand right here."
I mean, 90th minute goal, huh?
Dude, let me tell you the dramatics of this game. Now, I'm looking at Nigeria and I'm thinking, dude, you should be destroying this team.
Yeah.
It was 0-0 the whole time. And Benin had absolutely zero offensive. I think they had one shot the whole game. I think one shot. That was, I don't even think it was accurate, but it was a shot. Maybe they picked up one more. But, dude, this ball didn't move. Now, Nigeria, probably one of the fastest, pacey teams in Africa, if not the world, and could not move. The ball, they had all these through balls. I'm going to put that. They had all these through balls, and they were trying to send Victor through, but the ball would stop. Victor had to slow down. He had to put on the brakes.
This is what pisses me off. And let me stop you, Ralph. This is what pisses me off. Because Nigeria, with the win, okay, qualified for the African Cup of Nations, right? But it's a team against a team like Benin, okay? Yeah. Now I understand that Benin was the team. They're in second place. So right now it's Nigeria 11, Benin 7, okay? Yeah. So it was a must win for Nigeria, fine. But under those kind of conditions, why are you playing top starters like Victor Osimhen or whoever normally plays there? Ndidi and the guy who scored on what's his name?
Started with S.
But here's the what I'm saying is this is a team that some people were calling for Nigeria not even to call Osimhen up. Yep. To the team, because these are two teams that they're playing against next to that they should have no problems beating whatsoever. But games like this, man, Osimhen could have easily turned an ankle and effed his rest of the season up. Yep. You know what I'm saying? Dude. Why are these players playing on these kinds of pitches? Is what I'm. It's 2021. I understand it's Africa and it's Benin is a lesser team, a lesser country, lesser fortunes than us. But I mean. I don't even think, Giovanni, that the Italian Football League are going to let you guys play on that kind of condition.
There's no way.
It's ridiculous, man. Anybody could get hurt going to do that.
Easily.
To do that,
I want to put up a comment. Then, Giovanni, I got a question for you because I love this. Quentin says, should have called Rispo for an edge up on the pitch.
I'm a barber, Giovanni. I don't
know. Listen, let me tell you something that will be more in common.
Please tell us.
I cut hair at Rutgers for 5 years. I was
Get out!
Oh
Get
yeah, big
outta
time.
here,
Swear to
dude.
God. I was
No
watching
friggin'
YouTube
way.
videos in class trying to learn, and I cut hair a long time at Rutgers. So that's something else we have in common.
Listen, if your football career ever ends and you need a career in barbering and you will feel like moving up to the Adirondacks, we'll open a Napoli barbershop, dude.
Can you do something about this?
We get all the Napoli Rutgers fans. Mind you, I've made my decision, and you know this, and I'm announcing this for the first time in public, aside from Twitter. I'm now a Rutgers fan. I have embraced Rutgers to be my college of choice.
I'm going to hold you to that too. So
you will. You'll hold it to me, and I'm Rutgers
because there are ups and downs. There are ups and downs.
I don't care. It's the story of my life. I'm a Mets fan. I'm a Napoli fan. I'm a Italia fan, dude.
Yeah. Love it.
Got it. Rutgers. Let's go.
Rutgers.
Let's go.
Chop.
Well, but that was it. That was kind of the story in Nigeria. Now, the game winner, closing seconds of the game. I even Osimhen had this it was like a header, I believe, that was just stopped, and then the rebound went out, and it was finished by, I'm sorry, I can't pronounce his name, but one of the other, I think he was a midfielder that came in and just put it away and literally.
Onwachu.
There we go. Thank you, sir. In
the 90th minute, sealed Nigeria's. So for me, Victor doesn't play in the next match. There's one more match to play. Don't play him.
Sit him.
You've secured your qualification.
I really hope he does.
Sit him down.
Yeah. ADL, make a phone call.
That's the thing is, they don't have as much stroke, man, when it comes to national teams, dude. They just don't.
Well,
those are that's a pride decision, a player makes. Yeah. I'm gonna go play. Well.
But hey, Tony Soprano was a Rutgers fan.
Yeah, he was.
Went to Rutgers.
Jersey. Yeah.
So, guys, now the moment. We're almost an hour in, guys. So
it's late where Giovanni is.
It's late, Giovanni. I know. Thankfully, he's out in Italy, and we appreciate your patience. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Shout out to everybody still with us. But I think the moment we've all been waiting for is Italy.
Yes, sir. Italy gets the job done. 2-0
take it away,
against.
Rafa.
Yes, sir. 2-0 against Northern Ireland last Thursday. Goal by. Wow, it's escaped me. There's so many goal scorers.
We had look at what the last game was. Locatelli and Belotti.
The first game was Berardi and Immobile. The assist to Berardi was by Chiellini, but the assist to Immobile was by Insigne. And I'll tell you what, Insigne played 84 minutes in that one. No Meret, no Di Lorenzo, so it's all about Insigne. Giovanni, you're in Italy. You're watching these games. The second game was Italy versus Bulgaria. Bulgaria for Italy on the road is always tough. This was, surprisingly enough, Italy's first ever win in Bulgaria ever in any competition. 2-0. Just like we mentioned before, Belotti with a penalty kick, and then Locatelli on another assist by Insigne.
Great goal.
Insigne plays 90 in this one. Di Lorenzo comes in for a few minutes towards the end. What are they saying there, man, about this Italy team? Because I got some friggin' stats here that's going to blow everybody away. What are they talking about over there? Because right now they're favoring England to win the whole thing. Like the bookies here say England's going to win the whole thing, which makes no sense to me. But I mean, if you can't not put Italy in the at least semifinals, if you ask me. What are they saying over there, man? What do you think?
No, I think people are excited. People are excited for sure, and especially here in Milan. I think everyone's kind of getting excited for the Euros to come back and just seeing the national team play well, because especially after the last, couple of years with the national team going back to our last qualifiers, it wasn't pretty. So I think that's playing good now and having such a great talent pool of young players. It's exciting. So I think people are really looking forward to this year. I think that, in my opinion, we have a great chance. So I'm really excited.
Roberto Mancini has come in, and this guy is just, I mean, he's turned things around so much. I always liked Mancini. I thought he was a great coach. I always thought he was a great coach with the, City, with Inter before that, with Lazio too. When he came in, I felt an excitement, and I knew that the youngsters were pretty decent. You're going to have your youngsters that were in finals, under 20, under 21 finals. Shout out to the under 21 team, by the way, because the under 21s are now a draw away from qualifying to the knockouts of that tournament. Should Spain win their match, Italy only need a draw to qualify. So shout out to them. No Napoli players there, but special shout out to their keeper from Cremonese, Carnesecchi. Unbelievable goalkeeper. Look those videos up. But Roberto Mancini's stats, dude, 27 matches, okay, in all competitions. 18 wins, 7 draws, 2 losses. Last loss was on September 10th, 2018 to
Crazy.
Portugal in that Nations League. A 1-0 loss. Since then, Italy have 60 goals for and 14 against. I'm sorry, that's overall. That's overall. Since then, Italy have 50 goals for and 6 against. Unbelievable. Now, here's another stat.
Bring it on. Bring on the stats, Rafa.
I'm gonna read this to you guys. Ready? What does it's kind of a riddle. It's a question, right? What does Balotelli, Belotti, Bonucci, Zaza, Bernardeschi, Politano, Jorginho, Biraghi, Barella, Moiskin, Sensi, Verratti, Quagliarella, Pavoletti, Insigne, Lorenzo Pellegrini, Ciro Immobile, Romagnoli, El Shaarawy, Acerbi, Zaniolo, Orsolini, Chiesa, Cristante, Caputo, Berardi, Grifo, and Locatelli all have in common? What do they all have in common?
They owe somebody money.
No, they have all scored goals under Roberto Mancini. In 27 matches, we had Locatelli on when was it? On Sunday, yesterday, became the 28th goal scorer under Roberto Mancini. That's over a different goal scorer a game.
That's crazy.
Unfathomable, unbelievable. Belotti has the most with 7 goals. Behind him is 5 with Jorginho. All 5 were penalties. Belotti scored a penalty yesterday. Only out of all these 60 goals, by the way, only 8 were penalty kicks. 5 of them were from Jorginho, 2 from Quagliarella, 1 from Belotti yesterday. Like I said, Locatelli's goal yesterday made him the 28th goal scorer. Berardi, Immobile, Barella, and Bernardeschi all have 4. El Shaarawy and Insigne have 3. Everyone else has 2 or 1. I mean,
incredible.
These are amazing stats, and I don't care who you're playing against in what competition. These are stats that you're seeing 9-1 wins, 6-0 wins, 4-0 wins. These are things that Italy don't do. Right. Mancini also has 15 straight home is unbeaten in 15 straight home matches. The last 2 managers to do that were Marcello Lippi, who won the World Cup in 06, and Enzo Berzot, who won the World Cup in 82. I mean,
guys, you're getting me fired up, man. You're getting me fired up.
Guys, why when I bring up Italy to my friend who's a Holland fan and a France fan, why are they like, meh? You look at this team that but Holland had potential, and they're kind of going by right now.
Count the stars, Holland.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
Stars. But dude, like when people say things like, I love not hearing us. I do. Because when people say things like England and Belgium and France and Spain and Germany and, Portugal, and please leave us out. Please leave us out of the conversation. Because when we make this semifinal, possibly the final, we're going to talk a different game. We also have the Nations League in September or October to play, that we're in the finals of those, in the semis and the finals of those. We have to play against Spain in the semifinal. I mean, The sky's the limit for us guys. Sky's the limit.
Let's, Giovanni, you want to add? Because I wanted to ask about Insigne, right? Because he's our boy. He's our boy on the pitch. Rafa, you said he played, 90 and 84 minutes, right?
He played 84 minutes against Northern Ireland.
Okay.
And then he played all 90. Yeah.
Had an assist.
Had 2 assists. Both games.
Two assists.
Both 2-0 goals were assists. Yeah.
So, Giovanni, any word on his performance? How'd you feel he performed out there?
I think Insigne this year just overall has been playing amazing and is carried over to the national team, which is awesome to see. He looks like a leader on the pitch, which is great as well. And I just think he plays so well with the midfield. I think the midfield complements him really well, especially when he's up the left side. And you can kind of see the similarities of where he plays with Napoli. He kind of goes out wide, and he's able to get back inside more towards the middle, and they're able to play that build-up play with the midfield, which I think is great. So I think Insigne is playing awesome. He's going to be a huge factor. As you can see, he's playing majority of the game. They don't sub him off. And I think he's really important to the team.
That, to me, shows how much Roberto Mancini appreciates and values him to this club. Like if you ask me, it's Insigne, it's Donnarumma, obviously, and it's, Barella and Verratti. And, you think about the fact that they made 6 changes from the first match, the starting 11 from the first match against Northern Ireland. And players like Verratti, Insigne, Donnarumma, obviously, those guys were guys that were still, main factors of the match, right. And for me, he's there's always that question on the right? Like, is it going to be Chiesa? Is it going to be Berardi? Could it be, this guy or that guy? For me, I think Chiesa is the guy who starts, but Barella is a great option off the bench or for a starter that, if you need to have a starter. But on that left side, there's no other option at all. Period.
Right. That whole left, even with what's his name, Spinazzola looking good. So that whole left side, just pacey.
Dude, if you have to include Spinazzola on that left, dude.
He looked good. He was the one. Insigne is my boy. Spinazzola really stuck out to me for these past couple games. Even Locatelli, he came in that last game and he was able to score that second goal.
Yeah. Very nice goal, too.
Which I believe was assisted. That was the other assist.
That was the Insigne assist. It
was like Verratti, Insigne, Locatelli, little triangle, beautiful curve, right into the far side of the net all day long. I will take that all day long. But Insigne really has... I was going to say, Rafa, that just Insigne really has been on top of his game. Now, I know there's been saying, we have one person saying that Jonathan right here, you need to put into perspective, though. Not really played anyone, to be honest, lads.
But we did. But here's the thing. Okay. Yeah. Okay. You're right. But we did play Holland. Holland is somebody, we don't win these games. Like, these are games that we have a tendency to go and tie a lot and go and give up a goal here and there and make it difficult and make it, when we're winning games like 6-0, 9-1, 4-0, easily 2-0 here and there, 3-0, 3-1. We're historically, we're not a country that does that. We don't come out and beat teams merciless. We don't.
And this is over a period of time. This hasn't been happening.
Right. And we're doing it, and we're doing it well. Now, maybe we're not beating world beaters right now, but we're growing confidence. The team is together. You can see from their attitude on their Instagram posts.
On the plane ride over.
On their plane ride and on their
singing.
In the locker rooms, and they're singing, and they're all the Neapolitans talking Napolitan to each other, and it just, for me, it means a lot more that the team is a cohesive unit. It's like I'll go back to the 2006 World Cup when, before the World Cup, Lippi had and the powers that be in the Italian Federation had dubbed the team, they called them Club Azzurro, right? Club Azzurro. So they wanted to keep the mentality that they're a club. They're not just a national team where you put please, where Ronaldo comes on the fucking pitch. Excuse my language. I can't stand the dude. I try not.
We got a few questions here. I know Michael in the chat dying.
No. Yeah, but you got Ronaldo that comes out.
Rocco and Paul, earmuffs.
Captain armband. He throws his captain armband on the freaking ground.
Yeah, I know.
We're gonna get into that. We're gonna get into that.
It's disgusting to me. It's disgusting.
But, hold on.
But this team is together. Is what I'm trying to say, Ralph. This team is together. It's a club. It's a unit. It feels a lot like pre-2006 to me. It does. And I'm not just saying that to blow smoke up anyone's ass, because look at the U.S. and the Olympic team and how they didn't make the Olympics. Now, it's not a big deal in the grand scheme of things. It's not. And Olympic football is not that big of a deal. But when you have a team that did not qualify for the 2018 World Cup, and a lot of Americans really, really take to the Olympics, like, they're going to look at this and be like, the casual American fan is going to be like, wow, the U.S. men didn't make the Olympics again. Forget about soccer. I'm not fuck soccer, blah, 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 blah. You know what I mean? Italy has that moxie that they had in the World Cup of 2006. I feel it. If they don't win the Euros, they win Nations League, and they do damage in the World Cup. I'm telling you, I feel it.
Yep,
It's
absolutely.
possible. Let's take some questions, guys. Do we want to add anything about? All right, we have a lot of people out there, guys. We want to asking questions. We're gonna answer. I know, Michael. I see you, bro. You're the first question I'm answering. I want to put on a quick thing, right? Because we're gonna make a segment out of this, right? So here we go.
Let's do it.
All right. So
love it.
So love that one. That's my favorite. We're gonna dub this the Q&A. Very creative. No, I just thought of it. Michael, you're up, buddy. I see you, buddy. This is what we do here. We respond. Michael, what do you guys think of Ronaldo throwing the armband when the goal didn't count?
I want Giovanni to answer this one.
Giovanni, I was going to say.
I'm ready. Go.
Fire away, sir.
So I saw when I saw this, I watched the clip from the beginning, so I didn't see him throw the armband to the end. So I understood the anger of, obviously the goal not counting, which obviously is terrible. It's 2021. Should have been a goal. I get it. But when he threw the armband off and he walked off the pitch before the game was technically over, I was like, wow, it makes sense why he's never been a captain for Juventus. Who have they picked as captain over Ronaldo at Juventus? They've picked a couple guys that you were like, wow, I'm surprised, because he's yet to be a captain for Juventus, and now it makes sense. I think it makes sense. He's an amazing player, one of the best, whatever. But his leadership, maybe it's lacking, and obviously that's why they haven't picked him as a captain at Juventus. I think that's kind of makes sense to us now.
Good point. So, a great point. And I think. I'm going to go with what Del Piero responded to it. It's like you understand the frustration, but you don't do that, all right? No. I mean, listen, Ronaldo. I feel like once people put on, and I don't want to shit on Juve, Juventini, whatever. We got a couple fans in here sometime, but it's like, you go to Juve and then you just become a dick. Like, what is going on? Mm-hmm. Like, Ronaldo, you're the best player in the world, dude. You got nothing left to prove. Okay, you're in stoppage time. I know it's a tight game. It's emotional. It's 2-2. Clearly, soccer, I will say this much. Football needs a bit of an evolution. Okay, maybe there needs to be some redefining of the rules. Maybe this is why VAR is so important. It's why when people were bitching about it, Giovanni, I mean, football, cameras, all over the place. Referees all over the place.
Slow motion.
Challenges, timeouts. They got it. Now, I don't necessarily want that much in soccer.
Agreed.
But you got to evolve. Calcio, you need to evolve a little bit. So I understand Ronaldo's frustration. It's like, come on, dude. It's 2020. We got cameras. You can stream. You know what I mean? With all the shit that we got going on. I think it's time, soccer, you take some damn responsibility. Get out of this archaic freaking mentality. This old school mentality. This mentality, put more refs on the pitch. Put a goal line technology, which I think you already have. I mean, hockey has been doing this shit since 2005, or since the 90s, in fact. Wake up. But Ronaldo, don't you ever take your damn armband off your arm and throw it on the floor. All right,
and start walking off the pitch before the final whistle.
You know how many people look up to you?
I think he realized what he was doing, and he technically didn't. When you look back at the replay, technically he's still on the pitch during the final whistle. But that dude
doesn't matter.
Back to
doesn't
the game,
matter.
Walking off, complaining,
Man.
Threw the armband off as soon as the final whistle blew. It was the same thing as him being the first off the pitch in the loss against Benevento. First in the back. Like, you're not a leader like that, dude. You're not a leader. That's not leadership qualities. And I understand he's not the captain of Juventus, but he's Cristiano effing Ronaldo.
Right.
You don't walk off the pitch because you're pissed because you sucked against Benevento. Not our fucking fault. It's your fault. And I feel bad about the goal because honestly, goal line technology apparently goal line technology was available for Italy's first match in Parma. VAR not being available for the whole European qualifiers has to do with money because it costs a little extra money to employ more referees, to employ more cameras, and COVID had an issue with that. But if you're gonna not have VAR, but have goal line technology in some, you can't have goal line in some. It's either all or nothing.
Yeah.
It's either goal line technology.
FIFA got the money.
100%.
Goal line technology in every stadium and no VAR.
Bullshit.
Or no nothing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You can't get goal line technology in Italy, but then not have it in Serbia for Portugal, for Serbia or Portugal.
Right.
Sorry, you can't do that. So I feel bad for my Portuguese buddies. I feel bad for Portugal because it was a goal. He deserved the goal. He deserved the win. But bad form, Ronaldo. Bad form. And he should never wear that armband again. If I'm the coach, I'm saying as long as I'm the effing coach, you're not wearing that armband.
Moving on. Next question, guys. Jonathan asked us, if you had to pick right now, lads, how far Italy going?
Finals.
Raff, finals.
Finals. I'm not going to say they're going to win. They're going to go to the finals.
Giovanni?
I really feel
I agree. I agree with you, Raff. I agree 100%. It's for me, it's the finals, and it just because of our form. It's just because of the way we're just trending upwards, and that's why I would look at it too. Finals for sure.
And I know Jonathan doesn't agree with me because I know he doesn't. I know he doesn't.
Let me piggyback off this question for you guys. I'll throw it out there. I'll even throw it to the guys in the chat if you like to answer. Who would be, let's just say, their top three competitors? So you got the final four. Let's talk about that final four. So Italy goes to the final. Which three opponents possibly will they face in that final game? It's a tough one. Too hard. Let's do two
France.
teams. How about that?
Well, France is the obvious answer.
France for me. Mm-hmm.
France.
Yep.
Gotta say Belgium.
Yeah.
Belgium.
Gotta say Belgium.
I like that choice.
For me, it'll be France, Belgium, Italy, and a fourth semifinalist. Now, mind you guys, we all know that, the brackets have to work out. We could have all four teams on the same side, but this is just going off a general discussion right now. I will have to go with Spain.
Spain. Okay. All right. So we got
Spain. I'm not putting England in that. I'm not putting England in that tier. Putting England in that tier. No way.
Okay.
No way.
Not yet.
They made the semifinals of World Cup. They're a good team, but I don't think they're world beaters yet either.
It seems like the few you answered up: Italy,
Germany,
Belgium,
France.
Germany.
For me, I don't know. And I know Gnabry is playing really well, really, really well. But
are they still a little bit of Victoriel? Germany haven't been following up.
Germany got their heinies waxed by freaking Spain, dude. They did. I'm putting Spain in that spot.
Yeah.
For you, Giovanni, Quinton asked, any word on fans in the stands for those games in Italy?
So I have heard that they will have fans in the stands in Rome for the game. As of how much, I'm not sure. As of how many people, who can go, who's available to get tickets, I have no idea. And I know how Italy works here. We probably won't find out till last second. So,
all right. Well, you're talking about the first. We're obviously talking about the first match of the group stage matches, right?
Yep.
Any word on? Well, let me ask you this, because I know you haven't played in the league yet because you got there for COVID and then all that. But what's the turnout like for the football games? Are there people that are really like interested in these games? Right?
There's definitely people that are interested. I mean, I wouldn't say it's crazy, but from what I've seen on the videos and the highlight videos from my team, there's been people in the stands. There's been the flares. There's been, obviously not to the same level, but there's been some excitement for it. So I think there's definitely, especially when we play the other team in Milan, the derby is pretty cool. Awesome. So hopefully we can have some fans when we play.
What color are your jerseys?
Orange and black.
Orange and black. Dude.
Yeah.
Love that.
Fire.
I love that.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Fire.
Do they? I gotta see. I'm gonna look it up. I'm just crazy about logos and things like that. But
so am I.
Yeah, we love that here. We love drip, so we're definitely.
We need some merch.
But we are. we
need
need some Rhino merch like right now. Like we want.
No, I love that. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, if you get us a hat or something, make it happen. Make it happen,
For
Giovanni.
sure. I know. I will.
We're all friends now. We're all friends now. But
I'm absolutely gonna make it happen.
But gentlemen, it is coming to that mark. I know it's really late in Italy. We want to.
Thank you so much, Giovanni. Appreciate it so much.
No, thank you guys.
Happy.
It's been a pleasure.
Let's put your handle out there. Tell the folks watching where they can find you if they like to follow you or learn more about Italian football. It's right there if you want to tell them out there.
Okay. Yeah, G_Rescigno 17. Follow me. Football, American football, normal football, whatever you guys want. Definitely.
There you go. All right. Awesome, guys.
Bro, I've been trying to find a Rutgers 17 jersey, too. I got to figure it out, man. I go on Fanatics. There's not much of a choice. But I'm trying to find a Rutgers 17. I think the
Rutgers athletic site has some stuff.
They might have some stuff. I'll check.
Definitely. Check it out.
I'll check it out.
We got to find it.
I mean, I'll be hard pressed to find it. What was your last year? 2018, right? I'll be hard pressed.
2018 was my last season.
I'll be hard pressed to find a 2018 with the C on it, dude. Because captain, by the way, captain.
There you go.
How about this? If I send you that jersey, will you get hung up?
Will it get hung up?
Yeah,
dude. It'll go right here, dude. Right behind me. How about that? It'll get hung up right here.
Maybe we'll do a rotation or something. All right, but
we'll
definitely. You got some competition back there. I'm not gonna lie, Giovanni.
just a little bit.
Yeah,
dude.
Yeah.
Diego Armando Maradona and Giovanni Rescigno. How about that?
Yeah,
it's same tier.
Listen, if I get like a T-shirt, I'll wear it or a hat or something. I promise.
Dude,
I'll show some love.
Listen.
We'll do something nice.
Yeah.
Giovanni, you're the man, dude. You're the man.
But, that's
Rutgers for life.
Rutgers
for love that.
I'm kind of a St. John's guy.
They lost the heartbreaker in the NCAA, didn't they?
Oh, it was a heartbreaker. It was like 3 a.m. here. I was watching it. Heartbreaker. We should have won the game, but
rough.
Definitely.
And then there was a death in the community too, right? Wasn't there a Rutgers?
One of the announcers, yeah.
Oh,
one of the announcers. Announcer, he was. It was like the day before the day of the game. Yeah.
You still talk to a lot of your friends out there, or like?
Oh yeah. I have tons of friends, buddies that I still talk to and connect with. So it's, I love Rutgers. Obviously, it's close to my heart. So I definitely got to keep in touch with those guys. So it's pretty cool.
How about anybody from the States playing with you in Milan? That you?
Yeah, I got one guy. He's from Hawaii. He played University of Hawaii.
That's awesome.
So he's here with me too.
That's awesome. A lot of those guys, Calcio fans too. Lagging.
The Wi-Fi officially fell. There he is. That's okay.
Hey. One guy from America. He's from Hawaii, so it's pretty cool to have him with
any other Calcio fans too, or are they just about the football?
Tons of Milanese, tons of all those guys.
Any Napoli fans with you? Or are you alone again?
I am alone.
Come on, Giovanni. No Napoli at Rutgers. Now no Napoli in Milan. Come on.
None,
you got to get Napoli fans.
Well, Rafa, that's why I followed you, man, because I have nobody to talk Napoli or see any Napoli. So I'm like, what do I do? I need to get this off me.
Brother. Now you do.
Yeah, man. Absolutely.
Welcome home, buddy.
Absolutely.
Welcome
Anytime,
family.
you're always welcome back here. Even if you want to come on to
I appreciate
say something.
that.
If you want to feel like, throw your feelings out there, something happens with Napoli, what have you. You let us know. We'll let you know. No worries.
No, I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much.
I'm going to take one question. It's for Giovanni because I think it's important. And then we're out of here, guys. We're out of here.
Okay.
Yeah.
New York style or Detroit style pizza? Good one.
Oh man, that's a great question.
Giovanni.
Oh man.
Listen,
So-
your life depends on this answer. I want you to know that.
Answer truthfully.
Don't answer
So-
truthfully.
Are we okay? The New York style. We're talking the classic New York style, correct?
Yeah,
you're
round
going to
18-inch
the
Bronx,
pie
you're going to
slice.
Rutgers, yeah.
Okay. Detroit,
Which is not my favorite, by the way. But
Okay.
I'm not gonna say Detroit style pizza is necessary. Like I don't eat Detroit style pizza like I do pizza Napolitan. You know what I mean? I eat Detroit
Good
style
enough.
pizza
Stop.
with ranch.
Good enough.
You know what I
Good
mean?
answer. Good
Full
answer.
stop.
It's not.
Yeah.
Full
But I do love Detroit style pizza. I do love it. I would prefer it over New York style pizza every day of the week. But I don't
Okay.
eat it the same way that I eat.
Okay.
I don't eat it the same way that I eat normal pizza. I'm having ranch on my Detroit style pizza. You know, it's different. But I
Right.
do prefer Detroit style pizza 100%.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
There-
I had
there
a
you have it.
Detroit style pizza upstate New York. There was a place here that does Detroit style. I had a cacio e pepe style Detroit style, and it was actually
Interesting.
really good, man. I was very impressed. Very.
I'm not
impressed.
gonna lie. I enjoyed a Detroit pizza.
Dude,
not far from
I
my old
enjoyed
job.
Detroit over Chicago deep
pizza
dish. That's
head.
for sure.
Oh, Chicago
Dude,
style pizza.
Yeah, that's casserole, right?
It's not pizza,
Casserole,
no.
exactly.
It's good. Don't get me wrong. I like a good Chicago, but it's not. But you have to know what you're eating.
I like
you know? It's
Chicago,
like-
but that's about it.
Yeah. But I mean, listen, my man. You know,
Anyway.
always. This was great. This was great. You're always
No, I
welcome.
appreciate you guys.
Always
Oh,
welcome.
all
Thank
the
you
time.
guys so
All the
much.
time.
Yeah. Thank
It
you
was
for taking
fun.
the time.
Thank you guys.
for
Absolutely.
Awesome, man. Thank you for taking the time. Rafa, great show again, man. It's good to see you. It's good to be back. Thank you to everybody who stuck through the whole show. We still got a few viewers with us live. If you're on the replay, thank you again for supporting us. Hit a like, hit share, hit subscribe. We got the new Twitter page up. Share that out. You know, this is how we grow. We're doing great. It's all been organic, you know, through the Napoli community. Super to have you. Super to
Right.
have you.
Super to have you. Super to have you. Also,
you know what I
super to
mean.
have you. I just want to shout out to our listeners,
Yeah.
not our the folks that can't watch, the ones that can listen to the audio only on the podcast. I want to shout you guys out too. Thank you
Yep.
for downloading and subscribing and
Yes.
following. And
Yes.
you know, I got some family that
yes.
can't watch, so they listen and you know they don't have to go to YouTube and and then get knocked out of YouTube.
Gotcha.
But thank you guys on the Far From Vesuvius podcast as well. Thank you. I appreciate everything that you guys are doing for us. Raff N Raff, Napoli. I miss Napoli, but I love my Italia, but I miss Napoli so much.
Yep. All right, guys. We'll catch y'all later. Until next time, guys. Forza Napoli, guys. Ciao.
Sempre. Forza Napoli. Forza Italia.
So.
Forza Italia.